Brett Pontecorvo here at Livekeyboardist.com, and today we are going to be talking about two very popular VST pianos, the Giant and Alicia's Keys. And the question that I am exploring today is, which one is better? If you were going to buy just one, which should you buy? So we're going to open them up, we're going to look at how they work, how customizable they are, and I am going to tell you which one, if you were only going to buy one, I think is the better purchase. Now, before we do that, make sure you leave a comment below, because I'm sure you have an opinion on this yourself. Let me know which one you think is the better purchase and why. Make sure you like and subscribe so we're connected and locked in, and you are able to get all of your live keyboardist needs met. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we're going to start, first of all, with just overall default patch sound quality. So let's start with the Giant. This is the default patch for the Giant. Not terrible. Default patch for the Giant, and let's have a listen now to default patch for Alicia's Keys. Sounds like this. So I think just from like a default patch setting, open it out of the box. I've done literally nothing to it at all. Alicia's Keys takes the cake. However, my vote is not in yet. Let's dig a little bit deeper and see what we got going on. So since we have Alicia's Keys open, let's stay with Alicia's Keys for now. And let's check out the Settings tab. So Alicia's Keys gives us some options for how we can tweak the sound, and there are some things that I think are exceptionally great, and there are some things that I think could be improved. Digital ambiance is something that I wish I had control slightly over the pre-delay. So check this out. I wish that I could get rid of that pre-delay a little bit, because this actually almost works to create something like a pad. But because of the like ba-ba-ba-ba sound, it doesn't really work, so it makes this feature for me not as useful. The convolution reverb is great. I do like it. But I will say, because these are set up like sends and not like inserts, as we add reverb, the overall signal gets a little bit louder, which means I have to bring down the overall signal, which can be a little bit tricky in a live context, though maybe not such a terrible thing for the studio. My favorite one, though, I think is the studio verb. So I'll give you a demo here. Studio verb. This is a really warm sound, which I'm a major fan of. So definitely props to Alicia's Keys team for making such a nice convolution reverb. Okay. Keys. This velocity curve is okay. I like to have a bit of a concave velocity curve because for me, I tend to have a little bit of a lighter touch for a keyboard, not necessarily for a piano, so this is a nice feature that it has, although I will say I do prefer the velocity curves on the Giant better. Just saying. I think this feature is incredible because you can change which MIDI CC Alicia's Keys is receiving for your sustain pedal really easily, just with a slider. It's just kind of a cool little nice added in feature. Makes it really easy. Resonance is amazing, guys. So A+ on this. I'm going to give you an example. This is something you can do on an actual piano that they've really mimicked well. So I'm holding down this C here, which I think you can kind of see. And because sympathetic resonance is turned on, if I hit this C really quickly, you can hear this one vibrate. I'm going to turn this all the way up so you can really hear it. Hear that ringing? Do the same thing here. Which means we're getting all of those overtones, or the natural things that would happen. When you were playing a real piano, which I do think adds to that realistic quality. So props to Alicia's keys for a realistic sound. Noises, this is your standard noise control here. I don't touch with these. It's good. My talking is good today. I don't usually move these around unless I get a ton of sustained noise, which I'm not getting a ton, which I like. All right, so Alicia's keys. There we go. Those are the insides. Those are the guts. Overall, I think it's an extremely realistic sound, and it's working for me. All right, the Giant. Let's have a look here. Now, the Giant and Alicia's keys are set off immediately because Alicia's keys is a sample of a Yamaha C4, and this is a sample of a ridiculously large upright piano. You could read more about this on their website. It's a cool concept. It's a cool idea. It comes with a unique sound because of it. Now, immediately, I'm going to put my volume back up here. A lot quieter on the default patch. Kind of a little bit washy. And for a long time, I actually didn't like the way this was, but I think it's because I didn't get into sort of what can be done. So let's start with tone. This gives us some cool options here. I want to start with his low keys. The Giant really shines in the low end because I think the size of the original sampled piano was so large it really allowed those bottom notes to resonate in a good way. However, sometimes that makes your stuff muddy, so you can use this knob here to turn the low end down easily. So I think this is a really nice feature. It's kind of similar to key tracking on a synth. So yeah, that's sort of this low key here. The compressor is nice. But I probably would rather put one on for myself later. This XXL button makes the sound bigger. And this gives you control over how much there is there, which I really like a good deal. Now on top of that, we have the soft hard control. So soft is going to give you that warmer, it's a little bit quiet, but I'm going to boost it because it's a really nice sound, I think. It's kind of dramatic, right? And then hard will give you the total opposite. And it's really going to allow you that punch. Now, of course, there's a bit of a danger there, right? With too much XXL. Unless you're looking for that. Which should bring us right into our anatomy strip over here. So these noises will allow you to turn down, and I forget actually which one it is. Maybe it's the release samples. Yeah, release samples. Now, I have to say major minus points on this one for the Giant because I have not a ton of control over this. Now, I can just have the decay, but the release samples are better. I wish I had a little bit more control. So Alicia's keys takes the cake on that. Especially since the release samples on the Giant are so dramatic. It would be a nice feature to have. All right, these guys here, we can turn up the volume of the noises from the string. noises from the pedal, which that's kind of a cool rhythmic thing. I don't know that I'd want it when I'm playing piano, but it's an interesting sound. Damper. Yep, same deal. Probably a cool sound to sample, but I don't know how cool it is when I'm playing. Hammer. I'm going to say the same about this. So, cool that I have control over them, but does it add a ton? I'm not sure. Friends, the velocity sensitivity controls here are amazing. Complete control, which I'm not using. Curve is really lovely. So I feel like it just places it in the sweet spot immediately. Which is cool. Okay, let's move on to the space area over here. So I think the reverb on here for me definitely takes the cake. If for no other reason than because it doesn't do wacky things to my volume. And they've got some presets in here. See, yeah, I mean, that gets a little crazy, but yeah, it's a little washed through, but it's an interesting effect. I'd say overall, I'm pretty happy with this, although at the end of the day, I do think I would end up using an external reverb if I was processing this. All right, so which is the piano that I would purchase if I was only going to buy one of them? If you haven't left your opinion in the comments below, do so right now. All right, which one would I go for? The Giant. And here is my reasoning, friends. I think you can get a much wider range of sounds from the Giant. Now, Alicia's Keys is a great sounding piano, and I think if you're really looking for a Yamaha C4 sample, it's a good option. But in terms of overall versatility, the Giant is the way to go because it gives you the control. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video so that you stay up to date with everything that's going on here at Livekeyboardist, and I will see you next week.